The reason why the Giants had to fire him and not fire their general manager is that the Giants ownership, John Mara, and the people in charge of the Giants, they realize that they're in the middle of what they have to embrace as a two-part plan. Teams go one of two directions. Sometimes they fire the GM and the coach. Sometimes just the GM, Chris Greer. Sometimes just the coach, Brian Daboll. But all of those different paths all lead to the same thing. There will be more substantive change in these organizations. Mike McDaniel is not guaranteed to be the coach of the Dolphins going forward. Joe Schoen is not, and I forgot how to pronounce his last name, Coco. We did it before the show started. Joe Schoen. So 4869. Joe Schoen is not guaranteed to be the GM of the Giants at the end of this season. When you need to undergo what you believe is a full-scale reset, where you have watched your team underperform your expectations no matter how unrealistic they were. And you can talk about the Dolphins, you can talk about the Patriots, you can talk about the Giants. There are myriad organizations in every sport where this happens every year, where an owner talks to his president and says, okay, Gnug, this underperformance has to stop. What are the signs that we're looking for to start the process? How can we find a way where we can gain cover? What do we need? Brian Daboll acting the way he's acted, then the Giants losing the games in the way the Giants have lost them. That is what's known as the red carpet of openings to a firing. When you fire your coach like this, if you have an intent to go forward with your general manager, in this case, Joe Schoen, part of the firing has to include that. But the thing is, when you leak it and when part of the firing of the coach comes out, hey, we're not sure, the GM is around for the rest of the season, but no one's sure after that. Well, that means we are sure. That means that they've made the decision that they want to not rip the Band-Aid off one, so you lose all the hair at once. No, they want to rip it off and a death by 1,000 cuts. I am a fan of ripping the Band-Aid off because it gives you an opportunity for healing. It gives you an opportunity to start immediately. The team, and people are worried about this, so let me help you. If you have no GM of a baseball team or no GM of a football team, do you know that everything would still get done? The actual signing of players, releasing of players, managing of the roster, the technicalities of salary cap and all those things, there are myriad people within the organization who are doing that and who would step up to do the things required to get through a season. You don't need Joe Schoen to finish off this horrific Giants season. But when you are leaking out that we have no idea, we'll see what happens, why wouldn't you go the other way? Where you fire your coach and Joe Schoen stands up there, or your GM, and says, this was a decision that I made because I wanted to make it clear to the players, to the fans, to the staff, that the way we were playing, the way we were preparing was not going to be tolerated. We've got the talent here to win, and we need the right pieces in place to win. That is a strong press conference by a GM who's been told that he is going to continue in place. Conversely, when a GM isn't told, they meet the media and just say, listen, it's something that we all thought of as an organization, and we realized the team wasn't playing well, and we're going to write a letter to our fans talking about how unacceptable it is, and blah, 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 blah. It's such an easy thing for teams to do, and it all comes back to what you and I talk about. I don't like, in my new life, doing things that think you to be stupid. that you can't figure out what's happening? Well, this one, pretty simple. I'm going to the Giants game this weekend, planning to at least. Should be a very big game between the Packers and the Giants. Both teams need a win desperately. Only one of them is going to get it. Who would you believe in? Giants or Packers?